I'm going to introduce you to one of the most interesting women in London, called Victoria Grant, a celebrity hatter who has decorated the heads of Dieter Von Teese, Lady Gaga, and Madonna. I mean, that's quite a recipe for success, isn't it, Victoria?
It's good fun. It's good fun, yes.
And how did you get started? Because I tried to look it all up and,
Unveil the mystery.
Yes.
Okay.
Unveil it.
Well, in actual fact, it was kind of an accident. I was styling and I customized a hat for a shoot because I just wanted an extra detail. And literally in the process of embroidering it, I was like, wow, I had this epiphany for a whole collection. And I just had this, whole collection in my mind. So basically just started making hats. I didn't study. I'm pretty, I'm not good at being told what to do. So I found my own method of doing it and haven't looked back.
My goodness. So you didn't go to art school or do the regular route to stardom?
Not really, no. I got expelled when I was 16. And from that point on, I've just been, I needed to support myself. And so I've just been really driven from that age. And I didn't go to school.
I love that. So you are a true rebel, which you're wearing today. You have got the most incredible collection. I think one of the largest collections this year that I've ever seen. So tell me about it.
So this is the Love Revolution, which I think the whole planet is in great need of right now. It's been fun to create. It actually features 71 pieces. We've introduced couture brooches, which I pinned on you without you even knowing earlier. That's how wearable they are. And berets. I've done this really exciting collaboration with Eliasch berets in Paris. And they were established in 1820 and they are like the official makers of beret. So I think it's really, I'm really excited about joining forces with them and having that kind of British eccentricity with French heritage.
And how did you meet them? Because that's quite incredible. You do a lot of shows in Paris, don't you?
Yeah, we show every season there. I mean, we mostly show privately because obviously what we do is very exclusive. But nevertheless, we're in Paris every season. When I designed the collection, which features, of course, my signature top hats, loads of really beautiful hairbands, the light up hats. I've done a sacred heart that's got a kind of barbed wire all lit up and a sword through the middle with crystal blood dripping everywhere, kind of thing. That's the kind of thing I love. And then introduce the berets, which will feature these empowering slogans and slightly rebellious, tongue-in-cheek phrases. So yeah, I just contacted Eliasch and they said that they'd really like to work with us. I thought, I don't need to be the queen of the French beret. I'm not. I'm the queen of what I do. So why not join forces with the master of the beret and kind of double force it?
And do you actually collaborate with any designers in London?
Yeah, I did a collaboration with Stephen Webster, which I really enjoyed. I've been a massive fan of his work for years and years. Stephen Webster is the rock and roll jeweler.
Yes.
And, he uses lots of daggers and our kind of stuff. You'd love it. And I've always loved his work. So we collaborated and made some couture pieces. I did kind of headdresses and kind of feathered mohawks and top hats, which Stephen put his fine jewellery on. And we also did a series of my Kiss berets, similar to the shape that you're wearing, which will feature his 7 deadly sins. So it was a beautiful collaboration and very exciting to work with such a legend.
Yes, and do you ever work with Mark Brazier-Jones? Because he would suit you too, wouldn't he?
I love Mark Brazier-Jones.
Yes.
I'm crazy about his work. We just had his tally-ho chair at our recent event during Fashion Week, which was obviously a huge success.
Yes.
I adore his work. No, I'd love to do something with him.
Yeah, you should absolutely do something with him.
Yes.
And so when you thought up ideas, you obviously thought about top hats in the beginning. When you work with, say, Lady Gaga, does she come up with ideas too? I mean, can you give us the insights of Lady Gaga, or does she just send a stylist in and who chooses 5 hats?
It is different every single time we get approached. It's unlikely to be Miss Gaga herself who picks up the phone. I think she's kind of busy.
I think she's kind of busy.
But yeah, we work with a few of her stylists, And they'll either come and say, oh, I've just seen your hat, love it, we need it for the shoot, it's really working, you know, Gaga wants it. Or they'll come to us and they'll give us a theme of the shoot that they're doing, or, you know, her album, and ask us to create something. So it's different each time, which is really nice because it keeps it interesting for me.
Somebody like Lady Gaga and Madonna, does she have bespoke hats? What do they do? Or do their stylists overlap? And
yeah, I mean, it's different each time. More often than not, we'll be given a brief and we'll create something bespoke for them. I don't really think that Madonna wants to see her hat on somebody else tomorrow. So yeah, usually it's bespoke. But also, you know, they might spot something in the new collection, like they've just requested a Sacred Heart piece that I've done. And in which case, you know, they'll just pull pieces from the collection. So it's different every time.
do you do Daniel Lismore as well?
Yes.
Who's completely different. Explain Daniel.
So Daniel is one of the most creative, vibrant, artistic, unique pioneers that we have right now, which is awesome. So he's like a walking artwork, basically. And I think his motto is probably more is more, which I love. And yeah, he's like a walking sculpture with adornments on every, you know, dangling off every part of his body. And he just looks absolutely incredible.
He does.
All the time. And the shapes that he creates are outstanding.
And which pieces would he like if he came in here?
He would like all of the most big, decadent. He loves crowns. He adores crowns. Yeah, he likes all of the big, decadent, avant-garde pieces. The bigger the better, I think, with Daniel.
Yes. And you've recently gone to Los Angeles, which is quite incredible, really, because you've been on every single magazine there, including Basic. I think you're on the front cover at the moment.
Yeah, with Caroline Vreeland.
Yes.
I love that cover, shot by my absolute favourite photographer, Diana Gomez.
Yes.
I love her work, and we actually collaborate a lot together because her style is very feminine, very kind of sexy, high fashion, edgy, and a lot of spirit to it, which really, really suits the aesthetic of my work as well. So we work as a really, really good duo.
How do you think that people can bring hats into everyday life, people that haven't thought about wearing hats? I mean, it's a very 1940s concept, isn't it? I mean,
no,
you don't think so? Okay,
not.
Okay, so carry on, because you know I wear hats regardless if they're in fashion or not. So explain why you want everybody to wear a hat.
I don't regard a hat, you know, that, I mean, just that you just said that about it being a 40s thing. I wish to dispel that entirely, basically. I look at hats, I mean, if you look around the room, you'll see that, I mean, obviously I've got top hats and the fedoras, but yes. I like to see the hats as being like an accoutrement.
Yes.
You know, like a beautiful, in the same way that you put on an amazing necklace or some statement earrings, a hat is just the same thing. It's not about being formal or adhering to any form of an old school tradition. It's about accessorizing yourself in such a way that you can express a different side of your character that isn't the same as everybody else. So people should embrace them as more of an everyday thing, not just a formality or an eccentric thing.
So you don't think it should just be on Daphne Guinness and Amanda Eliasch or Sarah Hirschman? Everybody should be wearing a hat to go out and...
Oh, well, I absolutely adore all three people that you just...
Yes, of course you do. Of course you do, but
it's okay for other people. Yes. It's okay for other people to wear them too.
Yes. You don't think it's just an English eccentricity to wear a hat?
No, I was really surprised in LA. The girls were going nuts for the hats, particularly the veils and the light-up ones. And when I walked through Malibu Soho House with two of my girlfriends wearing the light-up hats, and I mean, the whole club just stopped and turned around. Everyone was coming, who are you? Like, what is going on in here with those hats? And it was great. People loved them.
Yeah, because they are pieces of art, really. I mean, I love the way that you have it in here, when you have them on the wall, you have them on your head, you have them on stands. I mean, they are stunning looking. You wear your hats with trouser suits, which I really like. No, not just dresses, going to Ascot or something like that.
I never wear a dress.
No, you don't wear them at all. And I notice you've got a very particular style of suit, which looks incredible at the moment with your hats. And I want you to talk about that.
Oh, I do. I mean, I would dress. I love tailoring, and I love the concept of dress, kind of gentleman dressing, but in my feminine way.
In your feminine
So this is a Joshua Kane suit, which I have worn far too many times, but I love it. I can't take it off. It's like a second skin. And then I just recently got a really beautiful Gucci suit, which is a electric. It's a hot electric pink like that with the black lapels, which I adore. I've got a few different kind of pinstripe Churchill suits. I mean, I just love them. I'd wear a 3-piece suit every day.
So you dispel the myth that they need to be with pieces of chiffon dress. I mean, you make them funky, you make them glamorous, and you put them with suits in a Garbo-esque sort of style. In fact, more so, sort of very eccentric style, really.
Yeah, they can, one hat can be worn in so many different ways. And, whenever I present the collection to Harrods, I think it's really important to tell them how it can be worn. It can be worn with, of course, it can be dressed up for all of the occasions that we all know where people wear hats, but also if you wear the same hat with a pair of jeans and, just flat shoes and a leather jacket, you look really rock and roll. You just have got an extra something to you, but it looks really, they're very versatile. It depends what you pair it with. And I don't think people realize how kind of accessible and everyday they are if you just accompany it with the right thing.
Yes.
Or just don't worry about it too much and just shove it on and go.
Exactly.
Get out, put it on and get out the door.
And it's fabulous for hiding a bad hair day, really, isn't it? I mean, you don't need...
I should have worn a bigger hat then.
And do you work actually from this fabulous atelier, or do you work elsewhere in a factory, or where are they
factory.
made?
Everything we do is entirely made by hand. We still hand block everything, hand stitch everything. It's it's really kind of, it's very old school and authentic, the way in which we work. So there's no such thing as a factory. I do have a small studio where we have it's more like a family. My team is like a small family, and we all work together on all of the pieces individually. And then I prefer to do my bespoke here because it's like my little dreamland, and I can feel the most creative here.
Exactly.
When I can get lost in my own bubble.
You're a true British business, really.
Yes. Yeah.
Like Rolls-Royce.
Absolutely.
What it used to be. Rolls-Royce as it used to be.
Yes, the Rolls-Royce of hats. Definitely.
Yes, I think that's fantastic.
Although, Aston Martin I might prefer.
I love Aston Martins.
Or
I
Royal
prefer
Enfield.
That sounds fine. Anyway, thank you very much for giving us a lovely interview, and especially when you're so busy, because you're about to sell all your hats this afternoon.
Yeah,
so
they'll be gone. They'll be gone in a few hours.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.